You've grown comfortable in your weakness, haven't you? You've accepted this pitiful state as if it were your destiny. You wake, you breathe, you exist, but you no longer live. You've forgotten what it means to fight, to burn, to feel the fire that once made your blood roar. You tell yourself, really, you're tired, that you've tried enough, that life is unfair. Pathetic excuses from someone who's forgotten who they are. Listen to me. I've known weakness. I've known failure so deep. It shattered my pride. I've been beaten, humiliated, broken, but never defeated. Do you know why? Because I refused to stay on my knees. Because a Saiyan's pride doesn't die when his body does. It dies when he stops rising. You say life is hard? Then good. It's supposed to be. The universe doesn't hand power to those who cry for it. It gives it to those who fight for it. Every scar, every loss, every sleepless night, that's the tax you pay for becoming someone who cannot be broken. You think I became who I am because I was born a prince? No. I became who I am because I never stopped, even when the gods themselves laughed at me. Even when Kakarot stood above me again and again. I kept training. I kept bleeding. I kept going. And you sit there, drowning in your own excuses, waiting for someone to save you? No one's coming. No one's going to carry you to greatness. You have to stand up. You have to earn it. You think the people you love can rely on someone who breaks every time life hits back. You think they need another man who talks about what he could have been instead of becoming it? No. They need someone who endures, someone who stands. Even when his world is collapsing, they need a man who can take pain, swallow it, and turn it into power. You want to be respected. Then stop begging for it. Command it through your actions, through your resolve, through your refusal to stay weak. You want to protect those who matter? Then stop running from responsibility. You can't hide behind fear and still call yourself a protector. The world doesn't care about your tears. It only respects results. Get angry, yes, but don't waste that anger. Forge it into fuel. Use it to build yourself, piece by piece, until the man staring back in the mirror is someone you can be proud of. Stop saying you'll try. Stop saying you'll start tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is only now. Every second you waste is another second stolen from your potential. Another chance gone to prove to yourself that you are not the weakling the world thinks you are. I've lived with envy, with rage, with failure, but I turned them into strength. You can too. You must. Because weakness isn't just about losing a fight. It's about losing your purpose. And you right now have forgotten your purpose. You've forgotten what it means to carry a name, to stand for something. You've forgotten what it means to wake up with fire in your chest, that hunger to prove, to rise, to dominate your own limits. You've become soft because you started believing comfort was peace. But comfort is poison. It kills slowly, silently, while you tell yourself you're safe. You want to feel alive again? Step into the storm. You want strength? Then suffer for it. Every great warrior, every legend was born through pain. You think Kakarot smiles because his life was easy? No, he smiles because he conquered hell and still stood tall. That's why he surpasses me. Not because he's better, but because he never stops believing that he can be. I hated him for that. For so long. His light reminded me of everything I wasn't. But that hatred, it was my teacher. It showed me what pride, without purpose, becomes rotting arrogance. I was obsessed with proving I was stronger, when all I needed was to prove I was better than the man I used to be. That's the truth most men never face. They don't need to conquer the world. They need to conquer themselves. You sitting there, waiting for motivation, listen carefully. Motivation fades. Feelings fade. The only thing that remains is discipline. The decision you make when you're tired, when no one's watching, when it hurts. That's where real power is born. Not in glory, not in praise, but in the quiet, unseen moments where you choose to rise again. You think you can lead others? You think you can protect anyone? Then you better learn to control yourself first. A man who can't control his own weakness can't protect a single soul. You must become the one they can count on, not the one who needs saving. Become the one who stands tall when everyone else breaks, because that's what strength truly is. Not perfection, but endurance. Not fearlessness, but facing fear and walking forward anyway. You're not meant to be ordinary. You're not meant to be small. You are built to rise. So stop hiding behind your pain. Stop saying, I can't. Stop living like you've already lost. Get up. Train harder. Think sharper. Live louder. Fight longer. Be the man that your younger self dreamed of becoming. Be the man your loved ones need you to be. The one who doesn't bend. The one who doesn't fall. The one who keeps pushing even when his heart is shattered. Because that is what it means to be a warrior. To take every failure, every scar, every moment of despair, and turn it into power. I've fallen more times than I can count. I've screamed into the void. I've questioned everything. But every time, I rose again. Not for glory, not for pride, but because I had to. Because someone, somewhere, needed me not to fall. That's your purpose. That's your reason. Don't chase strength for yourself. Become strong for the ones who need you to never fall. Because when the world begins to fall apart, when everything you love is slipping through your hands, that's when true strength reveals itself. Not in the calm, not in the light, but in the chaos. In the darkness, when your body trembles and your heart whispers, give up. That's when you must roar louder than your fear. That's when you must remind yourself you are not done yet. You've come too far to break now. Every tear you've shed, every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, they weren't meaningless. They were the foundation of the man you're supposed to become. Don't let them go to waste. Don't let your pain be for nothing. Channel it, mold it, become something greater because of it. The world will test you again and again. It will drag you down until you forget what hope even feels like. And in those moments, you'll hear a voice in your head, weak, trembling, defeated, telling you to stop. That voice is your enemy. That voice is the part of you that wants to die while still breathing. You must destroy it every day, again and again, because weakness doesn't die once it comes back. Quietly, whispering, waiting for you to let your guard down. That's why you must stay sharp, stay ready, stay ruthless with your excuses. No one's coming to rescue you. No one's coming to tell you you can do it. You are it. You are the savior you've been waiting for. You are the one who must step forward when everyone else runs. You are the one who must take the weight and carry it alone if you must. That's what it means to be a man. To be the anchor when the storm hits. To take responsibility when it would be easier to run. To keep fighting even when your soul feels empty. Because the truth is, no one truly understands your burden. No one sees the wars you fight in silence. But that doesn't matter. You don't do this for recognition. You do it because that's who you are. Because deep down, even in your weakness, there's a warrior screaming to rise. You just stopped listening. You buried him under doubt, fear, regret. But he's still there, waiting for the day you finally say enough. Enough hiding, enough crying, enough pretending to be less than what you are. You were not born to be average. You were not born to be another lost name in the crowd. You were born to stand out, to fight, to bleed, to earn your strength. And when life hits you, when it crushes your pride, when it burns everything you thought you needed, don't curse it, thank it. Because pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. Pain strips away the lies. It shows you who you truly are when everything else is gone. When I faced my greatest defeats, when I watched Kakarot rise above me again and again, I wanted to hate him. I wanted to destroy him. But deep down, I knew he wasn't my enemy. My enemy was the weakness inside me, the laziness, the pride that blinded me, the comfort that whispered, "You've done enough." That's what keeps men ordinary. That's what keeps men fragile. But I tore that part out. I faced it. I broke it. And every time I thought I reached my limit, I realized there was more. There's always more. You just have to be willing to go where others won't. To keep walking into the fire until the flames no longer scare you. That's the only way. You must stop fearing pain. Stop running from failure. Stop doubting your worth. Because every scar is proof that you survived what tried to destroy you. Every wound is a story that says, "I'm still here." And that is power. You are not weak because you fall. You are weak only when you choose not to rise. You think your family, your friends, the people who look up to you, you think they need a perfect man? No, they need a fighter. They need a man who refuses to break. They need a man who stands tall, even when he's bleeding inside. That's who you must become. Not for glory, not for applause, but because you can't live your life as a shadow, because you owe it to them and to yourself to become the man who shows up, even when he's tired, even when it hurts, even when the world feels cold and empty. Be that man. Be the one who rises while others stay down. Be the one who turns his pain into purpose. Be the one who carries his burden with pride. You don't need to be a hero to everyone. Just be the hero to the ones who believe in you, to the ones who wait for you to come home, to the ones who see you as their strength. You owe them more than your weakness. You owe them your evolution, your transformation, your greatness. And don't you dare give up before they see it. Don't you dare settle for mediocrity while they look to you with hope. Because one day, when the dust settles, and you stand at the edge of everything you've survived, you'll realize it was never about surpassing others. It was about surpassing the man you were yesterday. Every failure, every setback, every heartbreak, it all led you here, to this moment, to this truth. Strength, real strength, isn't about power. It's about purpose. It's about responsibility. It's about becoming the man the world needs when everything falls apart. So rise again and again and again until your weakness is unrecognizable, until the people who once doubted you can only whisper your name with respect, until you look at yourself and finally say, "I became him, the man they needed, the man I was meant to be." Don't chase strength for yourself. Become strong for the ones who need you to never fall.